Morning everyone. It's Monday the 18th of December. That's quite an important date, as I had no idea what the date was. I got a text from John last night, who you've seen in the Croatia videos. He says, "You fancy a brew on Monday?" I texted back saying I was out on the bike, but I was free next Wednesday. His reply was, "It's Christmas Day." So I don't know what's happened, but I've lost a weekend somewhere in my head. So I've arranged to meet him on Christmas Eve for a drink, and then I'll spend a couple of days with the family. So where am I off to today? So I'm off to meet a guy over near Coventry. I've known him about a year, and I think it was about 4 or 5 months ago, we suddenly realised that I had a motorbike and he used to have a motorbike, and he'd been thinking about getting back into biking. He'd had about 8 years off the bike. So he watched a couple of my YouTube videos, started watching some other people on YouTube, and decided he was going to get a bike. Initially he looked at the Triumph Tiger. I believe that's because he used to have a Triumph Tiger, an 850. He also looked at the BMW and eventually decided he liked one of the bikes. So he went to have a look at a bike over near Burton. So he went over to have a look at it. It was dark. Obviously it was in a garage, so there was some light, but he says it didn't look like it had been thoroughly cleaned last time it had been out, and he was a little bit unsure about it. So he asked me if I could go over and have a look at it. Now unfortunately for him, I buy with my heart. I don't really have a good look round them. I don't know why. I just presume that they're in good nick. So I asked a friend, John, who you've seen in the Croatia video. He wouldn't buy a bike if it wasn't in excellent condition. So we arranged to meet up. We went over, we had a look at the bike, and the bike was nice. That's the first time I'd seen it. It was very nice, and it was so nice that John actually said, if Mike doesn't buy it, I'll buy it. So that's quite an endorsement on the bike from John. So anyway, we left Mike to it. Mike negotiated with the guy, and put some money down on it. The only problem was, it weren't taxed, it weren't insured. Mike needed some equipment before he even attempted to ride it. So he needed to get it transported. Turns out my other friend Rob, who was also in the Croatia videos, had a trailer, albeit in bits, and he kindly offered to put it together. Unfortunately I was working, so he arranged to meet Mike, even though he'd never even met him, and they travelled over to Burton, picked the bike up, delivered it back to where Mike lived. And that was that.
So what does Mike buy in the end? Well, obviously he bought a BMW, the R1250 GS Adventure. It's a HP version, and it's a TE also. So it's in the blue and white, it's got the gold wheels on it. It's a 19 plate, it's got 17,000 miles on the clock, and it's in excellent condition. Once I've met Mike, I'm going to stop at a cafe and I'll do a quick video around the bike so you can see it.
So that all took place on Saturday, and it's now sitting in Mike's garage, and it's he's got enough equipment so he can get out on it. He's attached and insured it, so we're going to go out on the first ride today. Obviously he's going to be a bit rusty. I wouldn't say it's perfect conditions. I was hoping it was going to be dry today. It's wet underfoot, so it'll be interesting. But we're going to take a gentle ride down towards the Cotswolds, and then we're going to ride back up towards Pershore. I'm actually going to go to a sports bike shop in Erdington in Birmingham, and I'm going to get me and Dawn a little Christmas bike treat, which I'll reveal at the end of the video. So while I've been talking on air, I've actually must have missed a few waypoints. I've got no idea where I'm going now. I've never been to Mike's before, so I think my sat-nav is now not going to give me any directions for whatever reason. I'll have to skip a couple. I'm sure it'll catch up in a minute. I love technology, but sometimes it just annoys the hell out of you. They're not as clever as they think they are. Load of shit down here, Mike. Leaves you to hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and of course hit the notification button.
as usual, thanks for watching. I hope you've enjoyed it. This was the last video this year. However, I have got quite a few videos in the can from Ireland. I'm currently working on the Croatia one, so look out for them. And I'll see you next year. Have a great Christmas. I'm on the naughty list next year. I've only gone and bought another item of biking kit. But this is an upgrade for me and Dawn. And if you've watched one of my other videos, you'll have seen that this particular item annoys us every time we're out by randomly putting on the radio. So if this works, then it's worth every penny. And if you haven't already guessed, it's the PakTalk Edge Duo. And I can't wait to fit it at Christmas. Have a great Christmas and we'll see you in the new year.